Bam.
Bam, what's up?
Here we go. My computer be geeking. Now it works. Hey.
Hey.
Hey. Hell
Well,
yeah.
thanks for having
So,
me. This is fun.
dude, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been catching up a little bit. A little Heinzen.
Shooting 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 the
Sh-
shit
shooting the
a little
shit.
bit. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Dude,
we
that's awesome. I'm glad
but
that
yeah.
you decided to join me in my rotating
Yeah, I'm
cast of
excited to
characters.
talk about music and everything in between, all the fun stuff and speakers and all kinds of cool
Yeah.
things. Um, but
Yeah, so
yeah,
we were
so
just talking about some Dolby stuff. I know you got your AirPods in. You notice how, like, on Apple Music, how your quality kind of auto sets on stuff like that?
yeah, dude, spatial audio is weird.
It is.
Um,
Is
I
that
thought
kind of
about
similar or not really? Like how, I mean, obviously not moving your head and shit, but, like
Yeah.
as far as
So
like you might hear a new texture if the.
I have a lot of thoughts on that. So,
Okay.
like some albums, like I was saying, like here at work, we have a room that is an Atmos room. And so when you listen to a song that is mixed for Atmos, it is very different than you when listening to an album mixed in stereo and then broken out for Atmos. So,
I got you. Because
um,
they aren't actually sending that signal to the correct speaker. Whereas this
a lot of
Steven
it,
Wilson mixes your shit like he's knowing, okay, I'm gonna
oh,
put the
dude,
trumpet on this fucking far back speaker.
yeah,
Is it more like that?
it's insane because like when you listen to someone who understands, and I don't, so I'm just kind of talking out of my ass, but when you
I mean, you
listen
know
to,
music and mixing enough to at least have a good perspective of
sure,
like what
so like
they're trying to do.
mixing in stereo, you have to think that you're taking an entire band, drums, bass, guitar, vocals, and you're having to EQ and compress all that stuff to fit into two speakers. So you are taking a lot of information and trying to cram that into two speakers and make it sound good. Atmos, I don't remember the exact number. It's like 14.1 point or point 0.2. So there's like two subs, a bunch of
Yeah,
speakers. You've got a halo of speakers around you. So if you think about it, you've got a lot more real estate to put information. So you might not have to compress as much or EQ certain things out because you can dedicate an entire speaker to like the acoustic or to a shaker or to like sending reverb or delay to wash over your head or to spin around you. It's like the
yeah,
possibilities are huge. And I think eventually what always drives whatever we're listening to is what the consumer has access to. So stereo is still what most people have.
right.
Spatial audio is like psychoacoustic. It's like using like phase to emulate what happens in Dolby Atmos. And it does a pretty good job. But there are certain albums that I've heard that I love the stereo mix, and then somebody has like busted out to be in Atmos, and it just ends up sounding like somebody took a 2D picture and cut it out and kind of like glued it to the walls. Like it just doesn't really
Yeah,
sound like it's supposed to sound. So I think the future, if we can get the emulation of Atmos to work really well in headphones or in cars, I think it will be kind of the future of music. I mean, we've been listening to music in stereo for who knows how long now. But it definitely changes the way that you mix because when you're listening in a room for Atmos, you are expecting things to be in a certain place. Like I was saying, like you expect the kick and the snare to be right in front of you, your guitars are out wide, vocals are there, but then sometimes like the kick will be moved to be like directly above you or behind you, and so you almost feel like you're floating in space, like you're weightless, like things don't
yeah.
feel hooked. But I think for people who haven't grown up listening to stereo music, I think it'll be like a pretty crazy experience and it'll just be kind of normal for them. But I'm excited because like I think especially for progressive or like heavy music, it could be so nuts. Like the level of automation where you could have like synths and sending guitars all over the place, like it could really be kind of the thing that like the next generation takes to the next level. It's sort of like the first time people heard Meshuggah. It's like an eight string.
Right.
If you're like, what the fuck is that, dude? That sounds
Yeah.
crazy. But
Yeah.
if you, and that was sort of how I felt listening to the Atmos system. It was like I felt like I was gonna cry, and I was like,
Hmm.
I've never heard music in this way. And like, I'm not even like a big Steven Wilson guy. I don't know his stuff.
Yeah.
I think he's great, but like hearing songs I didn't know at all, and just experiencing music in a way I literally had never experienced in my 33 years. It was like sitting in an office at work. I was like, am I gonna cry at work? This
Right.
is really weird. Like, I need to not. I don't want to do that. So,
Yeah. No. 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 No.
but yeah.
Let me go have a smoke break. I need to
Yeah,
smoke.
I don't.
No,
I need to get out of here. I
yeah, I
can't
gotta
have all
get
the
out of here.
dudes seeing me
Yeah.
tear up. I can't show weakness, you know.
Yes, exactly. Dude, so that's almost kind of one of those things where it's like the technology has to catch up to like the listening experience. Almost to the
Yes.
effect of like when I was growing up in like surround sound systems came like I mean, I'm only a few years older than you, so same shit, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like when your homies we like their dad got like some bitchin'
Yeah. A 5.1.
crazy
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
just like but you're just watching movie, so you just want to hear like the background characters behind your head type shit.
Yeah.
Like I didn't see
And
the value in it as a little kid, you know what I'm saying?
right.
But now as
Well,
an adult, the
that's
way you described it, it's like okay, instead of a light hitting me this way, it's like I'm
it's
fucking
all
like I'm a
around you.
beam of light and like it's
Yeah.
all everywhere.
It's nuts. And it's funny that you say 5.1 because that was like I actually think Steven Wilson also did a lot of mixing in 5.1. Like I think he has some albums
Yeah,
or Um, but the thing about 5.1 is, like you said, the technology wasn't there for the average listener to be able to consume that. So it's like
right.
people like I think there was even like a Linkin Park album that was in 5.1, but it's like you do a mix in 5.1, and it's like who's going to hear that? Like it's someone's
Exactly.
dad. There's like
Yeah, right.
one out of every a million people that could be able to actually hear that. So people
Right.
just didn't do mixes in 5.1. And like I'm not knocking, just
Oh
the
yeah,
two.
no.
Like it's
More so an
still
observation of like where like the
where,
consumer is
yeah.
compared to like where because we're both musicians, but bro, I don't have a fucking Dolby. Like I have
Oh
no
yeah,
intention of a Dolby or a five. Like I listen on my monitors or like AirPods or my phone or a Bluetooth
yeah,
speaker. Like I'm as
and that's
guilty as
still
anybody for like not consuming it the right way. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, for sure. And I do think that like that's another interesting thing because like so I mix in a room that is treated, and it's like okay, this is the proper way to do it, right? But
Right.
then you listen to guys like, and I'm gonna butcher his name, but Buster Odaholm, I think is how you say his last name. But he's the guy from like Phil Jarda, Humanity's Last Breath, and like he
Okay.
mixes in AirPods because he's like, that's where people are going to hear my mix. And
That's
dude, you
crazy.
talk about a guy that knows his shit like that.
Yeah.
His mixes are insane. I mean, the level of like production and intensity is just nuts. And to watch him mix too, it's like he is just a
I-
genius. But
Is that the nail
um,
to mix shit?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I've
So
seen
he
that guy.
did.
I got you.
Yeah, he did a couple. I can't remember what songs he did or anything, but he is mixing in these guys, and these are by no means perfect. They're really like mid-rangey. Your guitars are going to sound louder, but that's kind of one of the three things that I will check a mix on. I'll check a mix in the car, of
Of
course,
course.
and in my pods, and then in my room where I do
Nice.
all my work. But yeah, the car is a great resource too because it's where typically most people listen to music, and also it's where me or you, if you're trying to check a mix, that's where you listen to the most music. So I'll be like jamming on a mix and I'm like, nailed it. This sounds great. Then I go out to the car and I'm like, terrible,
Yep.
awful. This sounds bad. I need to actually rework all of this. So
Hmm.
it's all about
Just fine tuning
perspective.
it for each. Yeah, yeah. Because, dude,
Yeah.
like that's how when I was doing IG videos all the time, that's how I kind of like once I put it on my phone, it was like, oh, my kick drum's not coming out of my speaker. So I guess I got to turn up my kick because everybody watching an IG video is fucking on their phone. You
Yeah.
know, some people have
And
their headphones
that
on. I never do. Like, I'm not on fucking Instagram with my head. Fuck
No,
that.
I'm
Like,
not doom
no, bro.
scrolling
No,
in my
bro.
studio or something.
No,
Yeah,
dude.
that's just not gonna.
No.
Yeah,
So yeah, if I'm ever consuming that, like even listening to music in general, man, it's just like off my phone speaker or
yeah,
my little JBL. Like, but it's in general. if it's an album I haven't consumed yet, like a new band or like a new album, then I will be very specific and wait and listen
Yes,
to
for
it like
sure.
on my studio monitors in my room and like fucking blast it and like
Yes,
start to finish. I'm listening to this album. It's like a movie. I'm not going to start the movie in the middle. I'm not going to start it at
exactly.
the end.
Nope.
Like I respect the art to know how to
Yes.
fucking consume it, you know?
And
Which
dude,
I
like
think is
that's
totally lost now. Like just in
I
general,
agree.
like even amongst
Um,
people who are music fans, it's like, oh, I'll be like, have you heard this record? They're like, fuck no, I don't even know who
I'm
that is.
about to sound like the old guy on the porch, who's like,
Yeah,
you can back in my day.
right.
But yeah, like I genuinely think, especially the first time, if you're listening to an album, it should be from start to finish. Don't get up, don't like you need to experience it the way the person who wrote the album wanted you to experience. It's like watching a film, like you were saying. It's
Right.
like you don't want to have like four intermissions. Like you want to see it from start to finish so you can have an opinion, you can feel the flow.
Exactly.
That's something that I always try to like work on in my own music too, is like I call it like the pacing of the album. It's like
Yeah.
everything from the energy from track to track to like the time. Like I don't want 2 6/8 songs to be back to back. I don't want two songs that are at 140 BPM to be back to back.
Back to
I don't
back.
even
Yeah.
want the titles of two songs to have the same amount of characters. Like everything needs to have like a flow to it. So I agree. I think that with like playlist culture now, I also have a hard time with playlists. It gives me like whiplash where it's like too many bands and like genres or things. And like, look, I get it. Music has changed. People don't buy albums. But having to put out a bunch of singles is also tough for me because I typically write for, and this is not like a unique thing for me. I think most bands do this where you write for the album as a whole, especially in
Yeah.
our genre. But it's like,
Right.
so like, if you listen to just about any music business person or anybody who's giving you advice on how to get to how to break through the noise, because there's like what, like a million songs uploaded to Spotify every day.
Dude.
So it's hard to even if you feel like your music is good, like you feel like if people heard it, that people would enjoy it, maybe show it to their friends. It's hard to break through the noise because there's so many other talented people doing it. But all that to say, every music business advisor on YouTube or whatever, it's like singles, put out a single every 2 weeks. And it's like, I see how that can help you energize like the Spotify algorithm. And for someone like me, a very small artist, I definitely should be doing that. But it's like, it just hurts my heart because I'm like, I want someone to listen to this piece of art from start to finish and have an opinion on that. So to pluck one song out of that and be like, here is an example of me. It just it doesn't feel like the full picture to me. And
Yeah.
like I said, I'm the old dude because I think a lot of bands have kind of cracked that code where it's like, all right, we need to just be putting out music constantly and be able to get on Discover Weekly or get on like uh Release Radar, all those things like Spotify, which we're we're getting older. We can talk about these things, but it reminds me of the MySpace days where it's like
Right.
bands wanted to have like more MySpace friends, and it was like it mattered who was on your top eight, and like you were trying to. Spotify has really filled the MySpace void to me, where it's like it's this social media platform almost for bands, where it's like you're looking at your monthly listeners and comparing yourself to other bands and being like, well, they have this many, I should have this many too, and it's just not a healthy thing. And
Mm-mm.
actually, I got really excited because Spotify had a glitch where they actually took the monthly listeners off. And I was like, this is the best thing that could happen because
Yeah.
people will see a band and see, oh, they only have 1,000 people who listen, and they might just immediately go somewhere else. But that band could end up being their favorite band, but they didn't give
Exactly.
it a chance because of these like parasocial metric things that don't mean anything. So I don't know. I'm rambling about it, but I have, as someone who is actively putting out music right now, it's tough. And also, I have a lot of opinions about it. But I think realistically, the best thing that Spotify could do for the mental health of the smaller artist is to get rid of that monthly listener count. And look, I'm on my Spotify soapbox, so here we go. So they also they also restrict things that could help smaller artists so much. So there are features that unless you have a certain number of monthly listeners, they just won't give you. Like
Oh
if
wow.
you have like I don't know the exact number, but there is a thing called marquees where it's like if you open up your phone I don't know if you use Spotify or not, but if you open up your phone, sometimes you'll get like a pop-up that's like this band you like just put out an album. Check it out. You don't get that unless you're like a pretty big band, but like that could help. Like I don't have that many followers on there, but it would be nice for me to be able to let them know, like, hey, my
Right.
music just came out. Do you want to see that? You don't get that. You also don't get the countdown where it's like you can pre-save an album and then it will also alert you that that is out. You don't get that unless you've got a certain number of listeners, and I'm sure there's some sort of reason, but to me, it just feels like back to that sort of like MySpace thing where they want you to spend more time thinking about how to promote on their platform so you can reach more people, whether you're trying to run ads on there, which, by the way, if you're an artist and you're listening to this, do not run Spotify ads. They do not work and they will take your money. Um, I'm done. That's my
Oh, dude.
Spotify soapbox. Like,
Man, I could just piggyback all that shit, bro. Just as far as like once I heard Snoop Dogg talk about his pay, I mean, I already had like whatever. I toured forever ago and never made any money. I didn't become a musician to make fucking money, dude. That's like
sure.
I would have been
Oh, dude, I
I would have
lose
been
money.
something else. Yeah, hell yeah,
Yeah,
me too,
every
bro.
single
Like
song I put out, I am losing money. I'm not making any money. I just want the
people to hear
experience
your
of
art, man.
sharing
Yeah.
my art. Yeah, and
Yeah.
but to do that, it costs money, it costs
Yep.
blood, sweat, and tears,
Hell
and
yeah.
there are a lot of ways you
Time,
can
energy,
spend money.
resources.
Yes,
Like,
but Spotify ads is not one. You will not,
mm-mm.
you will, that will not work for you.
Right?
Anyway, continue. Yeah.
But yeah, once Snoop Dogg broke down how much money he got from his streams, and it was like he had like fucking billions of streams, and he got like $40,000 check, bro.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
It's,
this is fucking laughable. And then like
yeah.
Ellis Tapario came out a few months ago and did a whole video breakdown of like how much he makes from like social media, and it's like fucking nothing. He makes all his shit off of merch. Granted, his network connections are through his social
Sure.
media, duh, like his massive gigs he plays. But like people just, I think, have the wrong idea of like the reality of like
Oh, yeah.
it's just a skewed perspective. Like I don't put out like how you were saying, like not to put words or to speak for you, but like the way you just described it is like, okay, I'm gonna put this art out for myself. If people enjoy it, maybe they'll buy it and like fucking support me. But like
Yeah.
that's like your only motivation. You aren't gonna be like, oh, dude, I'm gonna be the next yada yada yada, and
No,
like
dude,
have
I
a
have,
have a wrong, like your goals aren't my goals, and like vice versa with like a fucking stranger. Like you don't even fucking know me, let alone
Mhm.
like you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's not like not that like people not that I'm saying oh they were quick to judge, but it's just like I don't know. I've just had so many conversations with people where they just have this expectation of like, oh, you do this, so you should do this, right? And I'm just like, no, dude. I
yeah,
just play drums because I fucking that's all I've ever done my whole life, and I love drums, dude. Like, what are
yeah.
you talking about? What else would I do? Like,
And
you
that's
know?
like part of the whole piece too, where like having to have being so doing the like solo artist thing, it's like that part I love. I love writing and recording and mixing music. The social media part is the hardest part for me because I'm just not like a super, I don't know if outgoing is the right word, but I'm fairly insular. Like
Yeah,
I don't naturally seek out that sort of like
attention like that.
right. Now, look, it's super cool and I love it. Like when people take the time to send me something and be like, dude, this song is awesome. I think this part like that is incredible. That I love.
Yeah,
Um but you also have to learn how to be like not only are you the writing, recording, mixing engineer, but you're your own marketing expert. So you have to like do the research of what works. So you're just watching like YouTube videos of people telling like, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that. And even though like you'll see me post content and I am trying desperately to get people to like see it and I'm doing everything I can. I'm trying to learn about SEO on TikTok and YouTube and all that stuff. But I still can't bring myself to fully buy in and do the like clickbaity like pictures of me being like, but yeah, it's like I can't do it. But like
Me
everything
neither,
that
dude.
you yeah, but it's
I
like
can't.
everything that you read, it's like you have to do that. Your
I know.
thumbnail is the most important thing. And I'm like, dude, I'm just some bald guy. Like, no, I this is not like
I'm trying to
me
fucking
being like,
shred.
oh
Yeah,
yeah. It's
man.
like, no, I can't do it. But um
That's
and
always
that's
been
like
my Achilles heel of like social media too, bro. Is that yeah. So I agree,
yeah,
1000%.
yeah.
Where it's like I
And
am like outgoing, but I'm very like still private and like I don't want to put all my shit out there,
sure.
and
Yeah,
like I don't want to be fake either, and that
right.
just makes me feel fake as fuck. So like, hey guys, today,
Yeah.
and then like all
Yeah.
that type of shit just to get you to click on my, like
Yeah.
some of
No,
those like
I
clickbaity
can't.
Instagram videos are funny, like drummer wise, but most of them
Sure.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
dude, this is fucking cringe as fuck, dude.
Yeah. And
Like,
I look,
well, it's
if someone
fine,
is
but like,
watching this and you do that and it works for you and that fits your personality,
yeah, do
more
your
power
thing,
to you. I'm
right?
just saying it wouldn't be genuine to who I am because
Same.
I am just like pretty reserved. So trying to put myself out there in that way, it's hard enough for me. Like I was saying before we started filming, it's like when I put out the first group of songs that I did in 2023, I had been off social media for like years at that point because and I look, yeah, I didn't have any inclination that I wanted to get back on there and post. I just that doesn't fulfill any sort of void in me.
Right.
So like posting on social media made me so profoundly anxious. Like I was saying, it's like I had to come to grips with like, okay, I'm gonna post a video and presumably I want as many people to see that video as I possibly can because my goal is to get them to listen to my music. But I am made so uncomfortable by the idea of all these random people seeing me and having opinions and just being like, this guy sucks, fuck this guy, or just
Or
even
this
just
guy's
watching
awesome,
me.
even if it's
Yeah, yeah,
positive
sure.
shit. It's
Yeah,
still
no,
just like
and
the, you know,
yeah. And I think that's
it's not,
part of
some
the problem
people
with me too.
need that. I don't even know what
Stimuli.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Whether it's like the cheerleading fucking way of saying it or like the
yeah,
fucking just strangers adoration and shit. Like
yeah. That's
I always cared more about like a drummer at a show that or like a musician that was like, dude, I play music, and you like fucking rip,
yeah,
rather than like some hammer dude being like, oh, dude, I have a Rogers from the, It's like I appreciate your
yeah.
time and like thank you, but like not trying to be a dick, but like your opinion doesn't like it doesn't like propel me to think I'm some nobody's
Sure.
opinion. Like I'm
Yeah.
very not like I can go watch a fucking 9-year old play Senior Mouse Chick Corea on fucking YouTube. Like I'm not good, bro. Like it's fine.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? It's
That
fine. I'm not like the dudes on the Mount Rushmore. They're the heroes
sure.
for a reason, homie. Like there's only one Michael Jordan, bro.
Yep.
Like there's a reason.
Yeah,
Not that
I
I don't
agree.
want to be great and that I'm trying to be great and like but it's not like I
Yeah.
have a false sense of reality of like my skill set and my like what I even want. Like some people
Yeah.
would like their dream would be to like have people like all about them and like and not harassing them but like always out like I don't want that. I love my
Yeah.
anonymity. I love like
Oh yeah.
not being, I love that shit.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
want it, man. I want like maybe some of the money just to be like more secure, but other than that, and like you know.
yeah, for sure.
But
Yeah,
as
and
far as just
that's a
random
good point.
strangers like pumping me up, like I could give a fuck, dude. Like the ego is such a fragile thing anyway. It's like, man, this person has no idea like how hard, It's like why am I looking for the compliments of people who have, they have no real foundation in what it even is to be a musician or like all the time you spend to get good at an instrument. I mean, somebody could hear your music and just be like, "Oh, that guy's like he likes metal." It's like, "Well, actually, dude, do you realize how much fucking work he had to do
Yeah.
just to have you
I
hear this
appreciate that, by the
song?"
way. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, all your drum, bro. It's like a lot. It's a shitload of work just to be
Yeah.
like passed off by somebody. I mean, it's any artist. That's like our
Sure.
reality,
Yeah.
you know. It's like
Yeah.
and then that's where it's
And
cool that it's more for you because, okay, I
absolutely.
feel very fulfilled by what I'm doing. So
Yeah.
nothing else matters. And that's
And
like a
that
super great place to be at. like
Is
artistically. Not that I'm there, or that's where I'm trying to get comfortable and just being like, okay, dude, it's all on me now. As far as like, you know, not that you're trying to not work with people and want people to help you out, but like no one's gonna save your ass. Like just in life in general, but especially in like a music career, like no.
yeah,
No one
you're
cares really,
absolutely
bro.
right.
Like it's a harsh reality, but like no one
Oh,
fucking
dude,
cares.
no one cares. Yeah, and that's a funny point. It's like I was saying before we started filming again, like the m making music, especially something niche like this, which is deeply like personal as far as like concepts and the work that goes into it. It's
Right.
funny to like have this thing that is very personal that you then put out and make very public, and like your family is like, oh, I've heard the song you put out, like, oh yeah, that was interesting, that's weird. It's like, yeah, like it's, I know I put it out there and it seems like everybody should have to like interact with it, but it's like it's not for everybody. Like this is just a
Exactly.
thing that
Right.
I do, and if you enjoy it, that's great. But yeah, that part always makes me feel, I, I don't know. I think I'm just too in my own head, and that's a thing that I'm trying to work on too. Is like spend less time worrying about all the possible futures and things that could go wrong, or things that people might think or might not think. Who cares? Like I'm never going to hear their thoughts. It doesn't matter. But to your point about like certain people can say things to you, and that like is all that matters. Like you saying to me, like, dude, the drumming is awesome. Your songs feel authentic. Like that is like such an amazing compliment to have someone who knows the genre, who knows music, to be like, this feels authentic, and there's not like you didn't take any shortcuts. And that honestly is like the best compliment that I could get, because I feel like I didn't. I feel like I am trying to make something unique to my vision, and I'm not trying to rip off anybody. And obviously you're always going to be influenced by other
Right.
people. That's how music works. But you're always
Exactly.
trying to make some authentic version of what you want your vision to be. But
Right.
um, then you do things kind of like circling back to trying to promote. It's like there are like people that will run like Spotify playlists or things, and like to hear their like review of your music is always kind of like, I don't know, people who solely review music. I don't want to, I don't know. I have a hard time with that because it's such a subjective thing, that especially when
Right.
someone says like this album is a 5.6 or it's an 8.4, it's like don't ascribe a number to someone's art. Like that just feels so cheap to me. And look, like I said, if that's what people enjoy and people garner some sort of, I don't know, satisfaction from reading those sorts of things, but I try to ignore any sort of like album review numbers, not only for my own stuff, but for any band that I like.
For any
Because it's like
band,
I'm going to
yeah.
listen to it and I could have a totally different experience or perception, and I just don't want it to be colored by someone else's thoughts, because they could have been in a bad mood. They could have just like woken up and their dog took a shit on the rug, and they're like, I got to review this album now. And then they're not in the right headspace. I mean, there are plenty of albums too that like I will listen to for the first time and I'm like, this doesn't really
Right.
call my name. And then a month later, I'm like, let me try that again. And I was like, holy shit, actually, this is incredible. And I just wasn't in the right headspace at the time. And now I see what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Dude, it's funny, man, because like just how like obviously like I agree in how some people love horror movies, and then it's like I 10 times out of 10 I'll watch like some crazy drama, psychological. Like that's the movie I prefer, or even like show like series. Like give me like a drama with hella good
Yeah.
writing and good acting over like all the other bullshit.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same. Not that I only listen to prog. Like these days,
Sure.
I
Oh,
actually
yeah.
listen. It's funny, dude. Actually, since I went through AIM, and I bring this up all the time. Obviously for drums, then like the drums were still right there, just like they were my whole life. But now it's like after learning the recording side and mixing, dude, like prog has like easily dropped to like my fourth or fifth liked
Yeah.
genre now. And dude, I love like EDM and like
Oh, yeah.
oh,
Nice.
bro, hell yeah, and like hip hop. I mean, I've always loved EDM, But
Yeah.
and then just like even more just like straight up like Deer Hunter type bands
Yeah.
and like DGD, like they're still heavy but not like, you know, like I find
I
myself seeking the prog out
feel a
way less these
similar thing.
days,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
it's almost like not that I don't enjoy it, but it's like a time and a place and a mood type thing where it's like, okay, I want to shut my fucking analytical brain off. And if I listen to prog, I'm going to be trying to listen to the drums the whole damn time. So let me put on this hip hop and it's just going to be, oh, hell yeah. Now I can listen to the flow of like the rapper or that synth line is, or this bass line. It's like, it's cool just how your perspective changes as you mature and just your experiences where it's like, okay, like drums are still the shit to me, but I wish I could just be a sick bass player, dude. Like that's what I would play now. If I could just pick an instrument and
Yeah.
be good at it. It's like, dude, I
I
would be
get
a
that.
bass
Yeah.
player. Like, you know what I mean? Like you just get excited by other elements. Not that I'm not excited by drums. I am, but
Sure.
it's not like I hit a cap, but I don't know. It's kind of just interesting. Like, I don't see the value in getting good at certain things if I'm never going to utilize them just to know them. It's kind of like reading a thesaurus and then I know all these words, but I never fucking use them. It's like, what? Am
I
I
feel
just
that.
pretending to be smart? Like, okay, let me fucking play this clave thing that I'm never going to use, but I look smart and wow, that's cool. But like,
I love that perspective. That's great.
not
Yeah.
that the independence wouldn't help you in other areas and it would
Sure. Yeah.
value, but for the amount of time I'm gonna put, man, I'd rather work on like snare drums. Like my hands suck right now, so I'm gonna learn some weird stickings
Your
out of like
hands do not suck. That is so not true, dude. That's that. I'm calling you out. That's bullshit.
they could be better, but you get what I'm meaning. Where it's like
Yeah. Yeah.
I can see the direct impact of working on ABC
Yeah.
versus like okay HIJ's down here and it would be sick, but like what's the fucking point?
Right.
Especially as we're adults, you know, we have so many other things going on. It's like I don't have time to
Time is
practice.
important.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, it's like I can't spend, which is why like making an album to me is it's my one of my favorite things to do, but also very exhausting because it is
Hmm.
isolating, it's time consuming. I have a full-time job. This is, I don't make, like I was saying, I don't make money doing this. This is another full-time job that I am tacking on to my
A
life. I have
full-time
a
job
wife.
and a
I
wife and
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's like, dude, I can't like so what what's funny is like you'll put out an album that took you 18 months of like all your spare time to do and then someone will be like, oh, this was awesome, can't wait to hear more. It's like, dude, what do you mean you can't wait to hear more, dude? That took me such a long time. Just enjoy this for a little while,
You
please.
just
Like
heard it all, bro. What are you
yeah,
talking
it's like
about?
I am, my tank is empty, I have nothing to give you. But yeah,
I
I've
just
seen that
fed
so
you
many
the
times.
buffet, you
Yeah.
motherfucker. How are you still hungry?
Yeah. It's like this took me so long. What do you mean you already want more? That's insane.
Dude,
um
yes. And that's
yeah.
where I am guilty of that too, to a certain extent with some things, but like most bands, like if I'm obsessed with bro, and you put out an album, like I'm gonna listen to that bitch
Oh, I'm
on
gonna wear it
repeat
out.
for like 3, 4 weeks straight, dude.
Yeah.
If not longer. Like pretty
Yeah.
much exclusively. Like
I do the
90% of
same
my
thing.
listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
It's
I
like num num num. Just I'm gonna eat
yes.
eat eat. Okay, I'm sick of that
Yeah.
shit. It's been
Yeah.
a month of PB and honeys, baby.
There you go.
I need something different.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I'm gonna gorge myself on this. And I do the exact same thing. Yeah, where I'm just like gonna wear it out until I like can't. So I will like listen to an album like just exclusively, wear it out, go on to a new album, and then you just cycle. That's why I was saying like I don't do well with playlists because I need to just like
Listen
I
to the
don't know,
band. Yeah.
do a deep dive on a band and really get what they're doing, which is like when I actually started this solo project leading up to it, I had never been like a big Gojira fan. I always knew of them, but then I
Right.
spent like a year just like listening to just Gojira. And then it was like this sort of like, I get it moment. And like, I'm not a great singer. So I was like, okay, what is a vocal style that I think is like, what can I put my own spin on? And Joe from Gojira has that pitch scream, and I was like, this is fucking nuts. I want to learn how to do this. And so then I just spent time trying to figure that out. But
Dude,
yeah,
it's sick
that
because it's brutal, but it isn't.
yeah, it's like
It's like that
so
middle ground of like he is like
controlled and
harsh,
melodic.
but like
Yeah,
you still like catch a vibe throughout his
yeah,
vocals rather than just a harsh like ah. Yeah.
And I can't scream like that. It's like when I try to do just like a brutal like deathcore or death, like I can't do it. Like it sounds like I'm 13 and I'm just like trying to it's like not it's not heavy. It does not sound good. So I was like, okay, I found my one thing that I can do. I'm gonna do that. Because that's like the hardest part too of like doing your own solo thing is like uh, the vocals are what most people are going to identify with, unless they are a
Yeah.
drummer or they're like a guitar player, which most people that do listen to like this genre of music, they usually have some association or play something,
Like
or
something.
have played something in the past. So
Or they're like the outlier super fan, the few and far between type listener.
yeah,
But
yeah,
most of
yeah,
us
which is
play like you go to a fucking gent show, it's like musicians in the crowd, bro.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like the dream is to break into like an audience of people that are not just musicians, because then you've like tapped into something that's a little more um universal. Like I will
Right.
listen to my mixes in the car all the time, and like if I notice my wife is like nodding along to something, I'm like, okay. Or if she tells me that she likes a song that I've written, it's never one that like you might like or like someone who plays like, bass would like, but she'll notice things. I'm like, okay, so this is actually doing something I didn't realize, and I should probably try to tap more into whatever she's able to
Like connect
latch
with.
onto because like
Yeah.
she doesn't like music. My wife does not like music. And that's honestly been a blessing to me because like she's got no opinions, no bands that she likes. She doesn't care what we listen to in the car. We never
That's
fight about
awesome.
what to like. But so
Living the
being
dream,
a
baby.
yeah, it's perfect. Being married to someone who legitimately doesn't care about music is actually awesome. I don't know,
Yeah.
like that's a
That's
but
awesome. Which I would think the contrary, but now that you put it like that, it's like actually that would be very nice, dude.
yeah, it's cool.
Because in
Yeah.
my opinion, is the only one that matters.
Yeah, yeah. uh
That's an interesting point with like having someone who doesn't, because we're like so opinionated on music, obviously, and art.
yeah.
What's
Yeah.
that Poison the Well song? With it's like a funny play on words. The opinionated are so opinionated, or some.
Yeah.
It's some play on words like
Yeah.
that, just about how I'm fucking right and you're not, bro. Like
Yeah.
that type of, So I'm
Yeah.
sure that's very cool to just like not have an outside noise, like in your direct proximity. I'm meaning, like when
Yeah.
you're trying to
Yeah.
be creative, because
And
that's where I
she's
feel. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
no, 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 you're good. I was gonna say she's really supportive of all that too. Like there is a lot of time you have to spend alone, and she's very understanding of like my whole writing process and like when I need time to go to the dungeon and just do my thing. But also
Right.
being in a relationship, I also had to learn like, okay, you need to put a limit on yourself too, because I'll just go until I'm like sick. So I
Right.
need to respect her time as well and like carve out time and make sure that I am making the appropriate time for the relationship, which is I'm making it sound like it was this whole thing that was hard to do. It really
Yeah.
wasn't.
Right.
It happened very naturally. It just we were lucky that we understood the cadence of each other's lives, because I mean she has tons of things that she does on her own. Like we have like our own personal time, and then we come back together and we could
That's
talk about
awesome.
what we did that day. But yeah, we don't have to
That's
be
a
like
real relationship.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean
Oh,
we've been
you
together
have your
for
life, and then you
yeah.
compliment mine, and then you have your yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the only way to do it. I mean, we've been together for
Same,
13
man.
years, and it's like it's
That's
yeah,
awesome.
you
That's a
you
feat in and of itself, dude.
sure, yeah, yeah. And
Relationships are
fortunately,
hard. Bands, I mean,
oh, dude, bands
everything.
are incredibly hard because it's like you're in a relation. It's the closest thing to dating four other guys. Like you are
Yeah,
essentially dating four other guys because you
exactly.
have to keep in mind their schedule, their wants, their needs. If anyone's making money, creative direction, personality conflicts, like bands, there's a reason why bands have managers and why bands. Oh, I think. It's just tough, man. Having five guys in their 20s all trying to have creative input and get what they want out of a band, and you got wives and jobs and other gigs or whatever. It's just so hard. It's hard unless you get a break early. Like I feel like bands that end up being really successful, they have been together and maybe they started when they were young and they did a lot of the like grinding when they're in their teens or early 20s and they were able to kind of get through some of the bullshit because I think it's different once you start making money. Once people are actually getting paid, I think there's an additional level of motivation. But as I was saying earlier, it's like, dude, being in like a metal band, you don't make money, especially when you're a really small band. Like
Yeah,
it is another job layered on top of everything that is expensive and time consuming. And
you're actually
yeah,
losing a lot of money
oh, dude,
and time and just yeah.
yeah, I'm still, I mean, I'm losing money now. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's not I don't like I was saying, I don't do this to make money because if that was my
Right.
goal, I would be failing at a profound level. Like I'm not
Yeah.
this is not a thing that I could sustain myself doing.
You're like
So
these profit losses I couldn't explain to
yeah,
anyone.
I'll
Like,
never recover from this. This is insane. Like
yeah, that meme.
I'm
I will
yeah,
never recover
yeah.
from that.
I'm deeply in the red on this.
Yeah.
But
Well, and that's what's
yeah.
funny, dude, is like it's funny that you brought that up about like bands and shit and like their motivation because even I mean, you knew I love Ghost, and then like when he booted everybody out, those two albums that followed I thought weren't as good, and then just the last one he put out I thought was good again actually.
Really.
And yeah, because he's like he wrote arena rock albums before he was an
Hmm.
arena rock band. Like he
Yeah.
was still like the spooky Meliora band, and then he
Yeah.
booted all those dudes out, and then he changed it to sound. I mean, I still love his songwriting. I still think he's cool, but he just kind of lost me on those
Yeah.
few records where he tried to make the sound too clean. Like, how are you going to go from a mix like Meliora and then make it sound like Avenged Sevenfold the next record?
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah.
too clean, and like and then this last album he put out, but I get his whole view. But I'm just saying all that to say there's a certain mystique with like the original dudes. Like those first three albums
For
are
sure.
still
Yeah.
on my like that's Ghost to me.
Yeah. I
This
actually
new band
think
is
about
not
you every
Ghost.
time I
It's
hear Ghost.
Tobias. Really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
every time it comes on, I'm like,
I wonder how many
Eric.
people fucking think about me when they listen to Ghost. That's funny. Because I was obsessed with Ghost,
I
bro.
remember. I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
They're like one of those bands where they just scratch so many itches, and it was like a nostalgia drip, dude. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Because they reminded me hella like Blue Oyster Cult,
Hmm.
and my mom
Yeah.
like would she'd take me to wherever like public library and let me rent albums and shit. But I vividly remember listening to that in my like band. My band director had like we had a big band room, and then he had the sick stereo system hooked up.
Yeah.
So like huge room, big ass speakers, dude, and I just cranked like the Blue Oyster
Just
Cult
vibing
like
out.
greatest
Yeah.
hits, bro. And then like
That's
all my
awesome.
dad's classic rock, it's just that sound, that
Yeah.
70s sound where the drums sound like shit, the
Yeah.
guitars sound like, you know what I'm saying?
But they
But it's
sound
sick.
like shit in a way that's like so perfectly crafted. You know what I mean? It's like
Exactly.
yeah,
Like it's meant to be that way.
yeah.
And
And
it's like the same argument with like the fucking 311 snare sound changing. It was like
yeah.
311 I didn't like they lost me.
Yeah.
Like that isn't your sound, dude. Like I get you want to evolve, but it's like, bro, everything I like about you is like kind of coupled in with like this idea.
Yeah.
And now it's like your whole new thing. Not saying you can't do what you want. Obviously, I'm just a fucking fan. Like who
Sure.
cares what I
Yeah.
say? But that's just my perspective of like even the Ghost shit. It's like, dude, I get your whole goal was like to be an arena band, and then I saw them at State Farm, and it was sick, dude. They
Yeah.
played like 2 hours straight, no opening band, just Ghost, and he played like the set list was insane, and the show was insane. It's like, dude, I get, and that's why I even brought him up is because now it's like, dude, imagine if he was still with the homies. There's no way they're in an arena.
Yeah.
So obviously a lot of other shit happened, but now he has like the funds to hire like
Sure.
12 people in his band. So now he has the money, but it's like you kind of lost like the core fan. Like, dude, you think that I gave a fuck about all these people around me at this ghost show acting like they were it's like, dude, I've seen these dudes like in a tiny room. Not that I'm
Yeah.
anybody, but it's like, it's
Yeah.
just funny because it's like this isn't even the same fucking band to me.
Yeah.
Like,
No, and I do think that like
and there's a lot of bands that are like that, in my opinion,
for sure. Yeah. Um,
where
but
someone gets booted out. you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
And then
no,
it's like, oh, dude, the whole sound is like, man. Like even that Loathe record, man. That dude that was on Loathe and then they booted him out. Like their new shit's cool, but like that, I let it in and take everything. It's like that dude helped
sort of
write
a
that. So
yeah. Yeah, I think that can happen with like a lot of bands too, where there's and like look, I as same thing with you as like someone who's been on the inside of plenty of bands. It's like sometimes that sort of stuff is just I don't know. It just happens without you even like realizing it. It's so hard to manage the social aspect and like everybody being on the same page. So I can't even imagine like being
at
on
that
tour
level,
and like
right?
being in the band, yeah, and like having all of this like pressure too. Like, there's no pressure for me to write an album that's good. Nobody cares. No one even knows who I am. So it's like I put out an album, people are like, "Oh wow, this is cool," but there's no expectation of anything. But being in a band who has like a serious following, that would make me anxious to have to put out music that like really was meeting people's expectations, and people are never happy. I mean, how often do you
Right.
like like something comes out and like everyone's like, wow, this is exactly what I wanted. And that's part of like when you see bands that like, which I don't know that how much this is really done anymore because technology has changed and people are able to kind of do all their own recording now for the most part. But like when you see documentaries and it's like the band went in and they wrote the album in 6 weeks start to finish, it's like that is horrifying to me. Like it takes me
Yeah.
so long, like I have to like really sit with stuff and like let it kind of develop. But if someone was like write me like being on the spot in a room with someone and be like, we're gonna write a song today, like I there's no way
You're
that's
like,
gonna happen.
forget about
It's gonna
that.
be some hot dog shit, I can tell you that. Like
Yeah.
it's not gonna be good. So that is yeah, that would be
Dude,
tough.
that is like I can't remember who I was listening to, but they just described what you said. Like they were like, yeah, we didn't really have any material, and then we just went in the studio for like 2 months, and that's the album.
Scares me.
And I was just
Yeah.
like, holy shit, man. Obviously, I'm not a guitar player, so like as a drummer, like my first band I toured with, me and the guitar player wrote our album that I was on with them in a room together over like 2 months, and it was just kind of shedding ideas that he had like on
Yeah.
a looping pedal or kind of song structures he would have, and then we put it into kind of like the band format.
Sure.
And we were kind of under the gun in that sense that we needed to like
two
write an
months is still
album.
very fast. Yeah. That's,
But
yeah.
dude, it was like I understand because we were like some days, it's like fuck, bro, like
I
man,
don't
this
feel
is
this. Yeah.
like I don't even want to go play the like no man. But then
Yeah.
other days like you couldn't get us out of the room, so it is like
Yeah.
a constant push and pull. Like I think in all
Yeah.
levels of it, dude. Like you're saying, like social media. Like I don't want to fucking post, dude. But if I don't
Yeah.
post, nobody's gonna listen to my shit.
Exactly.
So it's
That's
just the
100% it.
reality, like that I'm in and you're in,
Yep.
and like all our heroes, dude. That's where I think it's funny and like nice and comforting. It's like I'm a nobody, and it's like if people where I like want to be or aspire to get to, even just like as a player, not like whatever they have going on. It's like if
Sure.
that level of like mastering my craft, and then they still kind of don't have like people around them. They're doing it all
Yeah.
themselves still.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
or
It's,
or vice versa, or they have a whole team where they just disconnect themselves from that
yeah, you've got like a social media manager or whatever. And I
manager,
think that's
whatever.
probably, yeah, you got to be at a certain level to have that for sure. But yeah, it's a lot to try to like wear all the hats, you know?
Yeah,
So
and that's where I always think back to like the Bill Burr shit when he talks about moving to LA, dude, and he's like doing stand up, and then like he's starting to get like kind of more TV spots or whatever it was, whatever kind of work. He's like, okay, so you're a comedian, right? Can you act? Can you write?
yeah.
Can you do all like? And then he just goes down the laundry list of like, okay, it's kind of associated with comedy, but like that isn't
Right.
fucking
Not
comedy. What are
really.
you
Yeah.
talking about? And it's
Yeah.
the same thing with like music nowadays, dude. And that's why I think even more so, like bands aren't a thing
Hmm.
compared comparatively. I mean, even to like when I was a kid, like 20 something years ago, growing up, it
Yeah.
was like everybody, even in my small ass town in Idaho, there was bands and like people playing music together.
Sure. Yeah. No, dude, the
And now it's
biggest,
kind of like
yeah,
the self-serving. I don't know if that's it. Like no one gives a
yeah,
fuck to like it's all just the look at me shit. So that's where it's kind
yeah,
of just like confusing to me where it's like okay, I guess I got to have people like look at me to a certain extent, but like
yeah,
I don't even care.
yeah.
Like I'd
And
just rather be in the back fucking doing my thing, bro.
yeah,
Someone else
I
can be
get
the
that too.
dancing monkey.
Yeah. And like that was when I was in bands, like I was n never trying to like make like my name, like I didn't care if my name was like listed on things. It was like it was always about the moniker of the band or like the group. That was what I wanted to push. And so I hope people don't get the misconception that like what I am doing is like I'm doing all these things because I want the credit for doing all. It's like I'm just doing this out of necessity because this is what I have to do to accomplish the goal that I
That
want
you
and to
set
kind of
forth.
fulfill the vision for the songs that I because it's like, dude, so many of the things like even like the names of my songs, like I feel like if I was in a band people would be like, no, we're not going to name it that, but I'm like, but it checks this little box of a thing that I need it to. It's this vibe. And like even just like trying to match up on vibes, it's tough, like
Yeah.
lyrics and things. So it's been a blessing in that realm where it's like I can do whatever I want. Like I got a text from a friend when I put out that first album, and he was like, I feel like if you were in a band, someone might have said, let's leave the didgeridoo off the first song, but you were able to just do it. And I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, because
Hell yeah.
we went to the Renaissance Fair and got a didgeridoo, and I was like, let's track
That's
this bitch. And then
badass, dude.
yeah, so yeah, that's so it's fun in that way. But even at the end of the day, it's like I don't care that like I mean I just use my name instead of having a band because I just couldn't stomach trying to come up with another band name. I was like, it's just got to be my name. Like I don't know what else to do. So we're just gonna go with Shane Driscoll. And then but yeah, it's not because I want people to see my name. I really just want them to hear the song and hopefully enjoy it. So that's but yeah, you're absolutely right that you have to go through the paces of like trying to put yourself out there and posting all the time. And that's the part that's like exhausting. And I try to do everything in phases because I'll get overwhelmed. So it's like, okay, I'm just writing right now. I'm just recording. I'm just mixing. And then once I've got the masters back, okay, now I'm going to film a bunch of videos, which fortunately I had the foresight to actually just film myself tracking. So like all the videos that I'm
Oh, that's
posting, it's
smart,
like
dude.
when I'm actually tracking, like those are the tracking sessions. And it's like,
That's
so I don't have to
badass.
go back and like film all that stuff.
Fucking
It's
edit
like,
any of that or
yeah,
none of, nah.
it's like I mean, it made tracking more intense because I'm especially drums. It's like I've got two cameras set up, and I'm like, okay, Evan, I'm
And
gonna
the
hit
fucking Pro Tool session
record.
going.
Yeah, and so fortunately, Evan was always down to help, so he's in the
Nice.
next room actually tracking because and like I can't stress how much like setting all that stuff up the night before, like getting your Pro Tools session set up, all the routing, getting everything mic'd, getting the levels, getting the camera angles. Because if you try to do all that the same day you're tracking, you're going to be busted. Like you are not going to have the energy. So it's like you need to get up, have everything done. So when you go in that next day, you got your coffee, you got your water, you hit the little buttons and you go. Because other than that, like there's no way to accomplish that. So it made tracking more intense because I'm trying to capture all of that stuff. And I did all of this in phases. So it's like, dude, trying to remember all the guitar parts and like drum parts, I would track 3 songs at a time because it's like, I just don't have the RAM to store all those
Yeah.
riffs. So it's like
Right?
I there are like songs that you'll see me play because I have filmed it, but if you put a guitar in my hand, I don't remember how to play it. Like I tracked those songs like
Like in
nine
chunks,
months
how you
ago.
said. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like I haven't played some of those riffs in 9 months because I'm the only person doing it. So I have to spend all my free time mixing or all my free time promoting. So it's like I don't have time to practice all those riffs. So I feel like people will see those videos and think that I'm just like able to sit down and like, oh, I'm gonna bust it. Like, no, I was able to bust out those songs at that time because I have been spending weeks preparing to track those 3 songs. And then I
Right.
did them and I moved on to the next 3 songs. But yeah, I have to do everything in chunks because yeah, I just don't have the brain
The
power.
RAM, no, dude, you're right. You can only remember so much, dude. Like,
Yeah.
and not only just the drum, but yeah, I couldn't even imagine, dude. Because trying to
It's a
categorize
bitch.
all that shit. Yeah, hell yeah, I can
Yeah.
imagine, dude. That's a lot. No wonder you have to
Yeah.
do it in phases. But I can agree with you, like on the dude, like your workflow setup, bro, is
So important.
insanely like vital to your
Mhm.
success. Like,
Mentally, you
oh,
just
just
have to make
mentally.
sure, yeah, that you're in. And that's a thing that I think is super important, is learning your workflow so that you
Yep.
don't get in your own way. Because dude, I'll get pissed off if I'm going into write and like my DI box is dead because the battery's drained, and then I have to spend time like that will throw me off. I have to make sure like, okay, I'm gonna write tomorrow. So I've already checked my session. I've got it named. All I got to do is open it up. My guitar is plugged in. I got a tune, obviously, but it's like
Right.
I can just like start writing immediately, because if there's I'm persnickety, and if there's any barrier to entry, if anything goes wrong the day that I'm trying to be creative, I'm like, I fucked it. It's botched. I just
Yep.
can't do it. And so it's
Yep.
like I have to make sure that like everything is in a certain order and everything is laid out. Even like, dude, this is gonna make me sound like a fucking psychopath, but like if I'm recording, I literally have my outfit laid out. Like I get up and I'm like I've got my socks on the shoes. Like I know
Hell
what I'm
yeah.
gonna wear. It's like
Yep.
I've got the coffee ready to go. I just got to pour, like I'm ready to go. I get up
Yep.
and I go down there and I do my thing, because if there's anything that goes wrong, my mental state is fried, which probably just speaks to how fragile of a dude I am. But that's like that's
No.
like what I have to be able to execute some of
No,
those
I,
things.
I
So
I agree, dude, and that's why I love talking to people and asking like how, because I'm the same exact fucking way where it's like no, everything has a place. Like I
yep.
know, like even for gigs and shit, how you said it's like no, I already know I'm where I got to do this, this, this. Like my drums are already in my car, like
Yeah.
fucking 8 hours before I have to leave, type shit. And same
And
with recording. It's like if
yeah.
I have just like a one-off song for somebody, like I'll set it up in the morning and then like I'll like work out, for instance,
Yeah.
and everything's still set up on my Pro Tools session. Like everything's ready, and I'll listen to the song I'm gonna go record for like that whole time I'm working out. So then it's all in my brain. Then just
Yeah. You
walk
just
across, and then
come
okay,
back
I'm
ready to
ready.
go. Yeah.
And then I'm like you though. Like if some routing shit gets all, and then I'm like,
Oh, it's yeah. So
dude, 20
frustrating.
minutes of me fucking hunched over my
Uh,
laptop, all uncomfortable. It's like, nah, bruh. I'll
yep.
just shut it down and.
Not
Oh, I
gonna
got
work.
time tomorrow. Okay, sick. I'll do
Yeah.
it tomorrow. Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
same mindset, it was so hard for me, like doing the band thing. Is like, okay, I had this vision where I was like, I built a rack so that we could have a Pro Tools session running. We ran our own ears. We had MIDI points that were changing presets on all of our guitars, and like I had this whole thing set up. But like
Yeah.
what happens, and I'm sure anyone who's hearing this that is in a small band, like when you are a small band and you're opening for people, you don't get time to set up. So it's like
Yeah.
especially it's like I have to make sure everyone's ears are going, the Pro Tools session is running, check everything, get everything routed into the actual rack. And literally, we would play shows where we have 5 minutes to get everything on the stage, get my Pro Tools session running, get everyone's ears checked, and then be a performer. And it's like, dude, this is so stressful. And there's literally front of house guys being like, 1 minute,
Oh
30
yeah.
seconds.
Fuck, dude.
And it's like, dude, and then it's like, okay, now have fun, play the
Yeah.
show. It's like, and dude, and
Go entertain me.
this is at like a well-known, like big venue here. And
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, the show wasn't huge or anything, but it's at like a nice place.
Yeah.
And it's like you just it's so fucking hard. I'm not saying it should be easy, because then everyone would do it,
We'll
and
do
like
it. Yeah.
all things that are worthwhile are hard. And
Yeah.
there are certain elements, like I definitely miss playing live, but I would do it differently now, where it's like I feel like I was putting too much on myself, which sounds like I'm a martyr or something. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's like I just wasn't prepared, and I didn't go through the right steps to enjoy it when I should have. But those are
Yeah.
the things that you don't really know until you've done it, and you can look back and be like, "Oh, I was actually doing this wrong, and I wasn't able to enjoy it because I was naive, or I just wasn't prepared." And like that also is stuff that I miss about being in a band, is like the camaraderie of it. Like when you write a
Yeah.
song or you like write a part and you're in the room and everybody's like, this is sick. Now
Yeah.
it's like when I write something that I think is cool, it's like, It's just like I have no one to enjoy that with. It's
Yeah,
just like, okay,
just like
that
sweet. I
yeah,
think this
or
is
it's like
cool.
you're hyped and it's like I'll go and like show somebody like, dude, check this out. And they're like, yeah, man, that's cool. It's like, yeah, I know you. I don't expect you to have the same level of enthusiasm that I do, but yeah, I don't know. I do miss that, and I still will see like clips of people playing live, and I'm like, ah, man, that would be cool. But you know how it goes. It's and like I'm not saying I would never do it. Like I think it would be cool to, you know, do these songs live at some point, but I feel like I would have to somehow get to a level of like having enough of a following that I would know somebody would show up, because there's nothing more defeating than doing all the work and having like 10 people out there. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
that's deflating. And like I'm not
especially
saying
for the
that's the
amount
only
of work you already did to put it out. That's where it's like,
yeah,
dude, you don't need to
yeah.
see me play this live until
Yeah,
there's enough for you to see me play because it's a
right.
lot
Yeah,
of effort, man.
yeah,
And
just
you're
even like
happy to
booking a
do the
show and
work, you know?
yeah.
And
But
that's
I just
where,
want it to be a good experience for everybody. It's
yeah,
selfishly me. Like I want it to be fun. And it's like if I go
right?
through the work of like getting a band to like learn all this stuff and then like booking a show and trying to promote it. It's like, look, I'm I want whatever I'm offering to be worthwhile for people to come see, but also I want some level of like, okay, people might actually show up to this. And I don't think I'm at that level currently, but maybe one day that would be fun. That would be cool.
Oh, dude, I'm sure if you put it, you could make it happen. Put together like an interesting bill at the Ames
Yeah,
and fucking do it, bro.
yeah,
Just
could be cool.
yeah, but it's like you said, it's kind of one of those things where it's a lot of effort. And I know we all sound jaded and like we're saying like martyr, like, oh, this is so hard. But this is
Yeah,
like the realities that people don't fucking ever think about if you're not in it. Just the
yeah.
same as I don't know what it's like to be a fucking electrical engineer and what they deal with
No,
every day.
yeah, for
Like
sure.
I have no real perspective of like what their job entails and like because like for instance, people come up, well, dude, you just play drums? Hell yeah, bro, sick. It's like, well, yeah,
Yeah,
but like, do you realize I've done like how much I practiced to be able to play drums, dude, and like to be able to teach, and
yeah,
people don't really get like, not that I need their credit, but it's just it's funny how people just perceive that it's art, dude. So it is all subjective. So
sure. Yeah, and
it's
look, people are fully entitled to not liking what I do.
right.
That's fine. Like I'm putting it out there and I'm wanting positive praise, but I don't get to say you can't tell me that you don't like it, because that's both sides of the sword. Like I am
Yeah,
putting myself out there. I'm trying to get people to listen to it. And people are not it's not for everyone. And
everybody.
some people are just like people go out of their way to tell you that it's great. Some people are going to go out of their way to tell you that they don't like it. Totally fine. I mean, that's not going to affect whether or not I continue to do it.
To
But
do it or
yeah,
not.
and
Yeah,
to your point, yeah, I'm not trying to sound like I'm a martyr or complaining about. Obviously, I love doing all this stuff because I wouldn't go through
yeah,
the effort of doing it if I didn't love it. But you're absolutely right. It's like these are the things that I think about. So if someone's curious, like what is happening up here when I am
yeah.
doing all these things. It's like these are the pitfalls, these are the things that you have to work through and kind of be prepared for, whether you're in a band or you're a solo artist or
Solo
whatever
artist.
kind
Yeah,
of art that you're putting out there. There's a bit of a mental fortitude that you have to develop, especially in the age of like the internet. It's like people are there are some keyboard warriors out there, and I've been fortunate enough that like I haven't experienced too much of that, but also I'm teeny tiny, so bands that will put things out and get like fucking death threats, that's insane. Like I was
yeah.
it's like, dude,
It's
you're like Sam from the Architects, or from Architects, was like saying that they put out their last album and like he was getting like fucking death threats. It's like, dude,
dude,
you
that's
don't have to
insane.
like the music, but it's like, don't send the guy a message saying you're gonna kill him. That's fucking crazy. It's
Yeah, dude.
like that's some
Like
delusional, like I don't know. But
that's where the state of the world and just everybody's opinion. Yeah, that's where I don't know. It is hard because we are like artists, so you want like, yeah, of course. I've worked hard
Yeah,
on
you
this,
want
so
the
fucking
positive
tell
like
me.
reinforcement. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But then it's
Yeah.
like the realist in me tries to burst through like when I'm in those kind of thoughts. It's like, dude, there's 8 billion people. You think everybody's gonna fucking like me? I could give a
No,
fuck, dude. Like
I
the
don't even
people
like
that
me
do,
most of
like,
the time.
yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I don't even
So,
like, yeah. So it's like,
yeah.
dude, like I'm just speaking because of like my own pitfalls. How you were just saying, like this is the shit you kind of got to deal with and face. And if
Mhm.
you are an artist and very like particular in OCD, how most like musicians are, like
Sure.
we're fucking. That's how
Oh
you
yeah.
like it's systematic. So there's a system in place, and if I break the system, like this
Yeah.
shit is, you know, this
Oh
shit
no, I
is
mean
falling off the rails, bro.
oh
How
yeah.
we were just
I'm
talking, whether it's recording, you're practicing, even your interactions with people. It's like
sure.
that's what I was saying. I was just like kind of like a ghost at most of my shows because it's like, dude, I don't want to talk to some random stranger right before I'm about to play
Yeah.
about like I get on my a venue where you can have access to me, but like, why do you think bands that are like huge aren't out
Just
frolicking with their fucking fans before they play? They're
yeah, they
trying to
got a
get
job
ready
to
to
do.
do yes. So
Yeah.
that's where it's like, bro, like I'm not trying to be a dick, but like I'm not trying to like I'm gonna go out or like I'm gonna go have my time before I have to
Sure.
go play. Cause like hella distractions. What if your day sucked? That you know, it's like
Yeah.
I'm not trying to play like bullshit just cause whatever happened that day. And it's
Yep.
not like I take myself so serious that I'm like, oh, I gotta be. But it's just my own standard. It's like I'm not gonna play like shit. That's why I don't fucking drink when I play. Like, why
Yeah.
would I? You know, I'll have my shift beer after if I really need one. But you
Yeah.
know, it's one of those things where even if no one ever knew, I know that I'm not up to my full. And I used to drink on gigs, so it's one of those where I learned like, oh, okay, dude. Like you think you still sound good, but like, bruh, even if you're a
Yeah.
tenth of a second behind, bro, you're still like fucking up.
Dragging a
And
little bit.
like
Yeah.
those people that spent all this money to see you, like
Yeah.
for the corporate shit, or even at like normal get, you know, like
Yeah.
when we, it's just a standard. It's not like I need anybody to meet it, and that's where I think it's great. Like for you, probably being a solo artist is like you have your standard, and you're the only one that needs to like
Oh
surpass
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Because that's what I always found is hard. Whether somebody's dragging me along in a band or I'm dragging them along, it seems to always be that like it's super difficult to get like-minded folks to pursue the
Yeah.
goal for long enough for it to pay off. Is what I'm
Sure.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and a
And
certain amount of luck and all the other factors that come into play. But it's like huge bands like Korn; those dudes probably fucking hate each other and all
yeah.
in different
It's not
buses, and
easy. Yeah.
you know, it's
Yeah.
not
And
all like they're coworkers at that point. So people, and obviously I have no idea about their lives or any of that shit. I just threw them out for a random
sure.
band, but you know what I mean. Like I don't think people get how just like the same. I don't know what it's like to go to med school for all those years and be a doctor. It's like people just have a false reality, especially now where it's like no fucking money. You're not gonna make
Yeah.
any money off touring or album. You're gonna lose money. Like everything is built for you to lose money
Yeah.
out of this like system essentially,
Yeah.
and but so it has to be a self-fulfilling like
Yep.
this is my art and I'm doing this because I love it type shit. And that's where I think the bands that actually do make a huge impact, it's like they have maintained like their integrity of that sense.
100%. Yeah.
At least the bands
Sincerity.
I idolize and look up
Yeah.
to, yeah, they're sincere. Like you can tell they're sincere, dude.
And
Like even if
that's
they're trying to
what I
fit the
look for the
genre
most.
mold, it's
Yep.
like, bro, this is still like, fuck yeah, bro,
Like,
that's a
I don't
badass album.
care if a band changes their sound as long as I can tell it's a sincere representation of what they want to make.
Yeah,
And that's really like you were saying at this top of this whole thing is like, that's what I hope that people walk away from listening to my music. It might not be their favorite thing, it might not be the right genre for them, but I hope that they get the sense that I am doing something sincere because I feel like I am, but that's up for everybody else to decide. I mean, I'm this close to it, so it's like
yeah.
it. But I hope that people, when this whole thing drops a week from today, that when it's out there, people listen to it, and the most that I can hope for is that yeah, they feel like I am giving a sincere representation of myself. Uh, yeah, pretty much.
And that's next Friday, right? And
Next
just your
Friday, yeah.
name, just Shane Driscoll.
Shane
Makes it
Driscoll,
easy.
baby.
Makes it easy.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So maybe like a last question to kind of sum up everything we talked about. And not I guess it is putting you on the spot. But
Put me on the spot.
how do you just keep going forward through all this shit, man? Because even just in life, life's fucking hard, whether people want to admit it or not. Like,
So
so how do
I
you just
think,
do it? Because like,
yeah.
there's plenty of people who don't, myself included. There's a lot of shit I should do, but I just don't because I'm just like, I'd lose the motivation, and then I just don't. It's like fuck that. I'm not gonna waste my
So
time.
I think it is okay. This is something I heard someone talking about Steve Jobs. And so like he did a thing called signal to noise, which is honestly an audio term. But anyway, in this concept, he was like, okay, there are three things that I want to do in the next 24 hours or in the next week. And as long as I get those three things done, it might not be my maximum, I could get 10 things done, but as long as I get these three things done this week, I've accomplished my goal. So I would set myself goals where it's like, okay, this week, all I got to get done is this. And as long as I get by midnight on Sunday, as long as I get this thing done, I have
Hmm.
accomplished my goal for the week. And I think that setting realistic expectations for yourself is important because it's like people might look at a full album and be like, okay, this is a fuck ton of work. But it's like, I wasn't thinking about the entire project every day. It's like, I was thinking about, okay, I need to finish recording vocals for this song at some point in the next, 2 weeks.
Yeah,
And as long as you set realistic goals for yourself, because making a piece of music is not really it ends up being a sum of its parts, but to the person who is making it, it is just parts.
yeah,
It is you are tackling, you're chipping away at small parts until you've sculpted the full thing. So I think don't get overwhelmed and just kind of pick a target that you can accomplish and then pat yourself on the back too. It's like be proud of whatever it is that you've done. And it's like I think that people will do a thing and then see the rest of the work that is to be done, but don't worry about all that shit. Just knock out the one or two things that you've set for yourself to do. As long as you get those things done, you do them well, and you take the time to make sure that you actually execute them with a level of, standard. Um,
yeah,
that's all you can do because it's a huge task to do anything creative. And I think if you put too much on yourself mentally, it's just not, you're just going to crumble. And
yeah.
that's honestly probably the thing that helped me the most was just learning how to budget my time.
Budget time, having
Yeah.
actual attainable goals.
Yep. For sure.
Right,
Yeah.
because that's like
Yeah.
false expectations, or spreading yourself too thin. I guess would be another way to kind of
Yeah.
like umbrella all that shit. Where it's
Yeah.
like that was one thing I stole from Chris Coleman when he was like, "Okay, you got a half hour, practice the hardest thing, 15 minutes, 10 minutes on the next,
Yeah.
and 5 minutes on this thing."
Structure.
And I've
Yeah.
kind of always applied that shit with like, if I'm actually trying to like practice something difficult, it's like, all right, man, you better
Yep.
like chip away at it. Rather face this one problem than okay, here's the next problem once that one's gone.
Yes.
Rather,
Yeah.
if I look at a whole set from bro, hell no.
Yeah.
Like
You're gonna
4 hours of
feel
music? No. I'm gonna
can't
start
do
with
that.
the first song.
Yeah.
And then I'll
Yeah.
go from
And
there.
the
It's like,
intro of the first song.
yeah,
Yeah. And then I'm
exactly.
gonna move. Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
so. Yeah. That's I think is
Time
hugely
management, dude. That's a huge
time
skill.
management.
That
Yeah. That's learn
if
it.
you if you don't learn it
Yeah.
soon enough, you waste a lot of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
hell
man,
yeah,
this has
dude.
been awesome. I
Yeah,
had a great
thanks for
time.
doing it, man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
next Friday, the
Next
full
Friday.
album.
That's it. And I'll send you the link once we're off here. And if you got time to spend it over the next week or whatever, let
Oh,
me know
dude,
what you think.
yeah, of course, will do.
All right, dude. Well,
All
you
right,
have a
brother.
good rest of your Friday and a good weekend.
You too, man.
I'm gonna go get some lunch.
Hey, get it, dude.
All
Thanks
right.
again for doing it, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right,
See
brother.
you.
Later.